This is Rocky. This is Rocky with brain damage. So, widely regarded as the worst of the franchise, and rightfully so. This is Rocky 5 from 1990. Stallone, when he was interviewed on the Jonathan Ross show, gave this a 0 out of 10. Maybe harsh, there's some okay moments, but for the most part, it's it's known for the big street fight at the end between Tommy Gunn, played by real life boxer Tommy Morrison. It's just a bad film right across the board. So this picks up immediately after the end of Rocky 4. Rocky Jr., little Robert Balboa, the son, has suddenly gone from being 8 years old to 13 over the course of 48 hours, which, why not? Again, it's Rocky with brain damage, so it's okay. So basically, the story of this is, while they went off to Russia, Rocky and Paulie, leaving Adrian at home with the kid, somewhere in there, Rocky has signed over power of attorney to Paulie. Paulie has then lost everything that the Balboas had, so now they've got to move back to the old neighbourhood. Adrian has to try and get her job back at the pet shop. Rocky is now running Mick's gym, because Mick left it to Rocky in his will, or left it to the kid in his will. You would still have needed Adrian as the wife and co-owner of 50% of all of Rocky's shit. You would need her signature in order to give everything away. But again, it's Rocky with brain damage. The idea that Rocky would be outsmarted by Paulie doesn't fit, because in Rocky 3 we establish when Rocky picks up Paulie out of the arcade, Stallone Rocky is now the one in charge. He's the smarter of the group. Adrian was certainly always the smarter one. She would not have let Rocky sign everything over. It's everything about it is wrong. It's wrong. I get that it's a storytelling device, and we need something to have, and I think maybe Stallone was trying to bring the character full circle back to the gritty reality of the start, after essentially Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 were cartoons. I mean that in the nicest possible way. It's just, just no, none of this. It's just, I get what they were trying to do. There's the whole montage at the very end of this, is when you get the montage over the credits of Elton John's Measure of a Man played over black and white pictures of the entire film, going right back to the first one and all this, and it's great, but all that happens there is you're watching this going, this kind of sucks, and then you immediately see pictures from the first Rocky, you go, now that was a bloody good film, and it just makes you appreciate how good filmmaking can be. Incidentally, the first Rocky and this, the fifth, were directed by John Alderton, who you might know as being the guy who directed The Karate Kid. There's a whole crossover there with the Karate Kid song Best Around, originally going to be used for a Rocky film. Anyway, it's an okay film. It'll pass the time. I remember this being one of my preferred Rocky films when I was a small child, because as we all know, being a very small child and having brain damage is roughly the same thing. And as we've mentioned, Rocky 5 is Rocky with brain damage. Before any of you lose your rag and throw your toys out the pram, the whole point of the fifth Rocky film is he has brain damage. So mind your fucking neck and calm yourself. It's worth a watch, just to watch it to say you've watched them all. It's not the best. It fails. It falls down at quite a few. If Rocky 4 had not been a successful film, I don't think this would have been made. And what I mean by that is, there's a lot of films that are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th in the franchise, that if that script had a different title and was put in front of producers under a different name, they would have been told, take this and redraft it. It's not good yet. It's not good enough to go yet. That's what this is. The idea, the concept of they've lost everything. Rocky is ignoring his own son to nurture an up-and-coming fighter, and that fighter gets between them, and then that fighter disappears and goes off with another fighter and everything. It's a good idea. It's a good concept. I think if Stallone did that as a standalone drama and directed it and wasn't in it, I think it'd probably be a very, very widely respected and highly regarded film, because Stallone is a very good storyteller. This, however, is not one of his best. So watch it because it's fun in a way, but it's not bad enough to truly be good bad. But it's still worth watching because it's part of the Rocky series.